All right, folks, it's Cyclona here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. I'm just going to make this video. I'll take a little break here. All right. I wanted to start this video talking about someone who touched a lot of our lives and was a really special person. It deserves to be talked about because of what this guy did for nerds, but also just people in our generation, 20, 30, 40-year-olds, kind of this bracket of people. We're all in a group that likely experienced Akira Toriyama's legacy, and that's what I'm talking about today. The stories are flying out there. Everyone's talking about it. It's just worth continuing to honor him and his legacy. I remember when I was a kid, one of the first cartoons, and I call it a cartoon because I was a kid, I was watching like Rugrats and, Nickelodeon, Nicktoons and stuff like that. The original Nicktoons. Rugrats and Rocko's Modern Life and things like that were on TV. And all of a sudden, and I remember like, when I was really young, like 6, Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball was on TV. And I remember flashes of him fighting the Red Ribbon and the dragon being summoned and him going into the ape form and Master Roshi. I remember that, the Kamehameha wave on the mountain. And I remember like, what am I watching? I'm looking at the TV and it's like nothing else I've ever seen before. This happened to millions of people. There are millions of people out there who fell in love with this guy's work or were just totally awe-inspired by what they were watching. A mythical adventure in a totally different art style that no one expected. And it was funny. And I think, for Akira Toriyama, his sense of humor is not questionable. This guy loves to be funny. He has running gags with his characters, like Bulma being sexualized, but then also, smacking gods in the face. You got Vegeta always being second fiddle. You have Goku eating and just being completely oblivious to things. All of these tropes. He basically kept these things, and at times he would have the characters like overcome their obstacles or their deficiencies or weaknesses, but a lot of the time he just liked to have fun with these characters, and these are their problems. And just like everybody else has their issues, his characters all had their own little quirks and issues and tendencies, and they were very relatable. And that's why people love the Dragon Ball crew. I mean, everyone loves Goku. I don't think there's a single person who I hate Goku, I hate that he always wins. Like, people don't really say that. People might like Vegeta more, but Goku is the Superman, and he, as the story went on, like, he was not always the strongest, and he would get his ass whooped. And that was, I think what happened is, and this might resonate with people, but yes, Goku would become stronger. Yes, he would overcome his limits, but it would always be because the enemy in front of him was even stronger. So he always had to push himself further. This is Rocky. This is like completely I'm going to train past my limits and become better. And that can apply to a lot of things in life. And that's what Akira Toriyama was trying to do. He was trying to make a motivation story that was really based in comedy and lighthearted fun. But it did have its serious sides, and things got kind of crazy. And the sci-fi, alien, space exploration, Space Odyssey, there's all these references in his work that are really, really fun. What a legend. And he deserves the rest we all one day will face, but he also deserves his legacy to be remembered. He deserves the recognition. Even though he was a private guy, we all miss him dearly, and we're going to miss him dearly. And that's what I'm going to say on Akira Toriyama. May he rest with the wonderful mythical dragon, and one day we'll all join him. But when you're on this earth, what you got to look at is what you do and how you treat humanity and people. And you can tell that he loved his work and he loved people. He definitely loved the idea of celebrating different aspects of people, because all of his characters had their own issues, but they were all friends at the end of the day, and bonding and friendship and family. And he grew the main family cast. It grew. You could tell like he was really trying to make a family with these characters, and it grew. And then like Piccolo's babysitting Pan. You got all these actual real life like relationships that you might not be the parent, but you can certainly guide this child and be there for that person and help them and protect the innocent, but also just to be brave and face your challenges. May he rest. And I will always remember him. We all will. My generation was just really touched by this man's creativity and work. So Akira Toriyama, thank you for everything. And now I will get on with the stream here. I did just want to go in and talk about an update for this build. And so changing tune here, man, I wish I could just play with like a Goku looking character right now, or, a dragon. That would be really fun. But here we go, guys. I'm going to go over this build and update so far. So let's cut to the chase. This is still very much a work in progress. But what I'm trying to do is really get this character to a statistical benchmark where the style that it uses, the gameplay style that it uses, works. At the very least, not for Celestials necessarily. I mean, this thing, look at this trash-ass armor stat, right? Like, I'm currently a little low on armor absorption. I switched out a piece of gear, and that went to 95. That's a no-no. For everyone who wants to play Grim Dawn, your armor should be well above 2,000, and your armor absorption should be 100%. No exception. So I'm suboptimal. This is not done yet. My resists are all capped, and I have a couple of bonus caps. You can see that, but like not resistances are suitable. Here's how the build works. Let's just talk about it, because why would you even consider playing the Apostate? It's one of the worst classes in the game. Go look it up. Apparently, it's one of the lowest rated classes in the game. I mean, it's like a D tier class. Like, people don't love the Apostate. It's very situational. The way it works is you're combining like a range style character with some aura buffing to a spell kind of aura character here. You're noticing a lot of themes with range. I mean, it's a very ranged character. This build does have some defense, like raw defensive options, but that's really where this build gets criticized, at least to my understanding. It's the two things are the damage types you're working with are fairly limited when you want to really invest into them. You got some cold, you got some vitality, and you got some like niche things here and there, but not really. Like, I'm going mostly vitality, just to give you a spoiler. But the build works in a way that it's just healing all the freaking time. I have like a bazillion ways to regenerate my health and steal health. That's why you see it's vampire. This really is a vampiric character. It's a vampiric skirmisher, a ranged sort of glass cannon. But let me just go through, and this might work on a different character, or if you have a tankier second class, this might work very well. For example, if you have a soldier and a necromancer, or a soldier and an inquisitor, a tactician, the problem is the damage source is vitality, so it is working in this style. The other, what's a cultist? Do they have vitality? I'm frankly trying to remember. Shaman? But anyway, you can go look it up and figure out a vitality build. But I'm going to go through the loadout of gear that I've constructed here. And it's mostly how I envision it. Of course, there are ways it could be better, absolutely. But for the purpose of just existing and working, it's not too far off from like the vision I have in my head of what I would want this to be doing. So let's start. We'll go with the weapons first and then through the gear. So to start, I'm using 2 double rares. First, we're using this Howler of the Cabal. Nice vitality roll on this thing. It has the offensive ability. It has the Siphon Soul modifier, which, again, big part of this build is Siphon Souls. I'll go over that in just a bit. But, you know, that is buffing that. And then as well, you see I have Coven's Bane. We got the vitality again. Some extra Chaos Res thrown in. Why not? And the Seal of Blight, again, more vitality support. Again, I'm just really trying to get the stats up as much as I can to make these base attacks strong, sustainable enough. And then another double rare, Effigy of Specters. This thing is crazy. This is a great effigy. Typically wouldn't use an effigy, but this one has good vitality. Again, I'm getting crit on both pieces of gear. That's nice. And then more offensive ability, even a double roll on top of that. Very helpful. You got the Aether Res. That's always useful. Cast speed. Siphon Souls again. This one also rolled Siphon Souls. And it has Spectral Vortex. Look at that. I mean, it rolled everything thematically for this build. And I'm like, okay, I got to try it. You know, a one-handed effigy ranged build is, you don't see this very often. I mean, but I think this has a theme. It has cohesion. So that's why I'm using it. Now let's go through the gear pieces. Starting with the chest, I'm using the Fiend Scale Jacket. You got that contagion there. It weakens the enemies. That's nice, right? Just an extra damage. But really what's good about this is we have the Acid to Vitality. That's useful. The physical res, and then you got that elemental res, and the bleed reduction and the freeze reduction. Very important in later game. I'm still not capped on all of my resists. You can see that here. I'm like no sleep resist. I mean, sleep resist. Slow resist is trash. I mean, I can get effed over by slows if I'm not careful. But because I'm a regenerator, I'm not as scared about that. My physical resist is also only at 24% right now. But if I stand in like one of my areas here, which is when this is the Inquisitor seal, that helps with some damage absorption. So again, I will get effed up here. Like this will hurt. Only having 24% is not great. You want above 30 for a lot of encounters, and then you frankly want over 50 for the Celestials. You really do. You want like massive physical resistance against a lot of Celestials. But anyhow, not great resists. And then, not great damage on paper either. Like, 22,000 Siphon Soul damage. But here's where we start to get interesting. So you have 35% critical damage. All right, we got some. Some builds really go hard into that and put a lot of cunning points and things of that nature. I do have higher run speed, I guess. So I have total speed. That's right. This is all not big deal, whatever. So here we go. We got the vitality. You want it to be above 2,000 probably. I mean, you want your main damage source as high as it can go. You want that, and then you want to spec into your sustainability and things like that. But I'm working on it, right? Getting more, trying to pump that up as much as possible. You do have some Aether support, a little bit of Chaos thrown in, and then a couple others, but that's really what you're looking at. Vitality Decay modifier is at almost 1,800%. So again, vitality is really the thing here. And the real key is, where is it? Oh yeah, 25% lifesteal. Now, 25% lifesteal, that's just the start. So I will go over more here. Again, I have Siphon Souls, the Wendigo main leggings, vitality damage, physical resist, you got a couple of resist, and then again, Siphon Souls. So really just going in hard on Siphon Souls. I'm using Impurity. It gives the plus to Necromancer. Impure Blast, damage to health. And it's Vitalities and Aether, so I get both actually boosted. So that's nice. But the one-to-all Necromancer and that little heal, that was helpful, and I think that it's not like necessary, but I think it's helpful. This is where the build gets a little hairy. So right now I'm kind of locked into this belt. This has 133% bleeding resistance. That is insane. And I got the All Inquisitor roll on this one. Reduced trap. The Aether to element kind of sucks, but I'll show you in a moment. Not necessarily. So yeah, this kind of locked me into my bleeding resistance, which is why I'm using it. I'm using this Rylock mark of attack because huge vitality roll, good offensive ability roll. That's why. I could find a better one that has skills for my character that maybe offers some additional resistances on there, but I'm really trying to hit those offensive benchmarks. Golemborn for the physical and the armor and the help there. You have to have this because of how shitty my armor is. You got to have like something like this to even make the character runnable. Crimson Claws. Now here's where it starts to get fun. So you got the attack speed, you got the elemental resistance, nice. 7% of attack damage to health. Now, yes, it's not using the main damage source. I get that. But you start adding this up. Oh, look, Blood Fury Spalders. Look at Blood Fury. You get more vitality, more attack speed. You also have 5% of attack damage to health. You got all this stuff and Siphon Souls. So you're getting Siphon Souls, attack speed, attack on health, health on attack, all combining together. Then we have an Albrecht's Duality because the 113 offensive ability is too good right now, and so is the elemental resist for how it currently works is great. I was using Aether at one point with this build, and then I completely went with Vitality. So if I could find a replacement for this, I definitely will. There are a couple options, but right now I want to be over 2,700 OA, so that helps. This one here, this just helps with Vitality. You got the Reaping Strike bonus, which is huge, and I'll show you that in a second as well. The two pieces that really complete the build in theme are the amulet and the helmet. This is the Vygar's Hunger, or Vigor's Hunger. Again, look, Siphon Souls, more duration, more attack damage, health conversion to Siphon, more vitality. You also get a physical to vitality, little conversion there. That's pretty good, as I am a Inquisitor. So that's not terrible. But again, you get that Leeching Nova also. So you're getting more leeching ability. So look at all these things are attack on health, leeching, and then this Helm of the Void here. You got armor absorption, vitality damage, a little physical res, some stun resistance, which is really important. Got to reduce that duration. And then Reaping Strike. The Reaping Strike bonus on top of that. 15% damage to Reaping Strike. and a bonus to the weapon damage or reach. So, again, that's how the build works in principle, and over time it will get better. But for solo self-bound, you always like to see, your progress. And the goal, frankly, is to see these darker yellows and orange colors. If I get hit, for example, this will proc, and I will get the Blood Fury. When I get Blood Fury, I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like. It's really fun. So, yeah, you want those darker colors. So for people who are curious, the darker colors are like crits. So that's the damage. Look at the damage difference. The 32 versus 18, right? 20 versus... So you get more damage with those darker colors. So you want your OA to be... See, I'm at 3148 OA when I have... I'll show you what it is. When I have Deadly Aim up, yes, I maxed this out, and that's the reason I did. So, Reaping Strike, Siphon Souls, and some mitigation. You'll kind of see how it works. This is a demonstration, but like, I'm also using some of the default tactician skills for the chill round and the shock round. Both can proc, and both expand how many enemies I'm hitting with Reaping Strike, because all of them proc on default attack. So with that in mind, we are hitting more targets more frequently. So, and you're getting more shots off more frequently. So that's really fun, right? That is a good time. And so that's how the build works. It's kind of a ranged vampiric. With an effigy, mighty, let's just see what it is. I'm curious. Like, see this right here? If I find like an elemental res, vitality with good offensive ability, I will be interested in that. So, there are things I'm looking for right now. So yeah, like again, this is not game breaking. I'm really just testing it and documenting my progress for the video today. But yeah, having an effigy ranged, most people just do the double range. And that is a possibility. I was actually using a double ranged for a bit, but then I really wanted to try this effigy out and see how it would work, because that extra OA and crit, like, it's a double crit roll, but then it also has that healing ability in itself. It's an extra healing source, and this is a really squishy character. Like, you can even see I'm taking damage from these normal monsters, which is not good. Let's call a spade here. My armor sucks, and my physical res is really not ideal. So I get hit by these things. Also, my poison res sucks right now. It's only at 81 with no overcap, so it's not great either. This build has weaknesses. It's not done. But the sustain is pretty strong. Let's test it on a champion monster right here. Like, if you look, and there's a lot of cursing going on with this build as well. A lot of auras, a lot of cursing, a lot of health steal. That's always up. Now with a bunch of champion enemies right here. Like that, see how big that hit was and how much damage it did? Whoa! Oh yes, streamer luck, let's go. Streamer luck, let's go. Back in tangent. Do I even give two shits about it, either of these? I don't think so. No, I have all of these things, I believe. I believe, and I'm out of room, and I've picked up way too much shit. I've picked up so much trash. I'm too lazy to get all the components thrown in, you know, my storage and shit. This is the first time I found these. I found these today. Byron's Mantle. Never found them before. Really cool. I was using these, and I frankly still could, but the Blood Fury is the Blood Fury. I'll put it this way: the Blood Fury is way too much fun. I have too much fun using it. Way too much fun. I am just gonna sell some shit. Yeah, really poor planning for the stream today. I mean, I'm taking like a little bit of a lunch break here. So, what am I gonna do? Well, first of all, trying to be a little more organized. I don't have shoulders in here, so I'm just gonna call it anything that's a. Well, actually, you know what? No, I could have shoulders. If you look at that, I could start tracking my shoulders. Helmets. Oh, I can get rid of that. Nice. Let's do. Get some scraps going in there. And then let's see, helmets. How many helmets I can get rid of? I will just put this in here for now, and I'll deal with it later. Okay, I'll move those up. Yes. Make a little room here. It's not ideal, but it's something. Okay. This is here. Again, not ideal, but we'll do that. I found a bazillion of these. Why do I have this? 10% of attack damage, is that why? We'll get rid of that trash. Yeah, I picked up some bullshit. What am I doing with? What the hell am I doing with this? Reaper's Touch? Is that why I was doing that? Look at how shitty this item is. Yeah. Why do I have this? Ugh. Oh, these things I have in here that I don't want. A healing amulet? Who gives a shit? Look at this. This is my leveling gear. I can get rid of this too. Adios. Look at that. Look at all that space. Actually, what I can do is get rid of this. Have a bazillion components. Like, I don't need any of these damn components, man. I have too many components, and actually, I can sell them and get a little bit of iron for them. I do want that, though. I have so many components. Unbelievable. And they do sell. So that's cool. Rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Now, why am I holding on to this? Word of Pain. Who gives a shit? Crit. Oh, it's because it rolled lightning, elemental, all damage. That's why. I was looking at the damage rolls for this thing, and I was thinking about how much it actually does. It does. It has a conversion. It hits Chthonics extra hard, but it's not a double rare. It's like I can find a better one. You know? But it does seem pretty strong. Oh, I'll never use it, Daddy. I will never use that. What are you? Oh yeah, good resistances. In case I had a playthrough and I just needed something helpful. Sometimes I like to have gear that's just kind of helpful for other playthroughs. That's a pretty typical thing that I like to do. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of this. And we'll also get rid of this because I have a bazillion of these things. Get rid of that. Bazillion. All right. Very good. Okay. Um. Oh yeah, this thing rolled 15% health and 531 health. That's pretty good. It's not great on resistances or OA, but it's like it's something. It's a lot of health. I mean, frankly, does it even fucking matter? I mean, even if you have, like, let's say you have 20,000 health, right? That's gonna be 2,030, what is it, 3,500? No, 3,000. 3,000 health, like 3,500 extra. That's actually a lot of health. That is a lot of health. That can make a difference. I have a hard time getting rid of Sith. I will say I'm a collector, unfortunately. Anyway, we have room now. I don't. So let's go to the gargoyle zone here. And see what modifier we get. We get something. We get a dangerous domain. Where we got the chaos damage. Oh, wonderful. So I have Blood Fury. Now, if you'll watch my character, he shoots like a burst with Blood Fury, and it's like it's a bunch of shots at once. You'll see it right there. You see that? When he does the multi-shot, boom, and that's all healing me. All those shots heal this character. So it's just like, whoa, my goodness. Just gets massive health on that stuff. So I enjoy that. Like I like watching him go blah, blah. And the AoE of Siphon with a build like this is very helpful because you have a hard time hitting multiple enemies. You gotta clear out the threats. You gotta hit those groups with AoE damage. So this helps with healing and clearing. It's good. There it is, right there. Boom. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, wow. I believe that Reaping Strike, could be wrong, but when it's a default attack, I think all these procs happen, and Reaping Strike can be, it could be wrong. I have to look it up. The point I'm trying to make is, does it also go through the enemies, and does it spread like Storm Spread? If they cross. If they proc on the same shot, oh wow, blueprint from that, amazing. A mythical. You take those. I just don't know actually. I think they would. I think that, like, if your default attack is modified, it's modified. So if you shoot the burst of lightning, for example, like there, and that lightning can hit 3 targets, I believe, could be wrong. Let me look. Why am I asking? You can go look at that right now because it's a low level. We are at 3 projectiles. So if this modifies the ranged attack, if Reaping Strike is a default weapon attack, I'm assuming, and I have the bat, I mentioned that, Twin Fangs, I have the bat, I'm leveling that up. More attack, health on attack, right? So, if they cross, I'm assuming that all 3 projectiles have lifesteal. I'm assuming. And which modifier happens first? Or is it calculated together? It's an interesting question. Either way, I feel like just being able to hit more enemies helps the build. Zoom in a little. See, like this still gets hit by stuff, and it hurts. But then, if I need to, I can escape like that. So if it gets too much for this character, I can run away. I can bounce. But big physical, big piercing, because that's also a weakness of the build right now. Big piercing, big physical, really the annoying things that will beat you in the end game. They do shred this character into pieces. Hey, level 11 Twin Fang, we take it. Yeah, get frozen. Get frozen. Yeah, you can't go anywhere, you dumbass. There you go. All right. Yeah. Man, it's so much easier to use a meta build. Kind of set. But then where's the challenge? Where's the problem solving? I always like to solve problems, but also to explore interesting ideas. I always like to explore. And back to Toriyama. Maybe it's his fault, but taking the easy straight road, it's like, why? When you can figure out different ideas and come up, and come up with ways to get destroyed. I'm going to show you an example of why this build is not done yet, because I'm about to go face our boy, and he's going to kick my ass. Let's actually see. Yeah, you can tell I haven't beaten it yet because he's still chained up for this long. And last time I came in here, yeah, like he flattened me. And then when he goes to his last phase, the dash, it completely destroys you. Look at that. Oh, but this is a different build. I have never tried the build that I'm using right now. So let's see. I want to test it. So you cannot get hit by those. The build has to kite. You cannot. I am regenning. Okay, like it's hanging on. There we go. A little jump back. Hey, go F yourself. There's my health back. Good. Dodge. Okay. As long as I don't get hit by the big thing, I might be able to do this. Get into a Inquisitor Seal. Oh, can it hang? Can it hang? It can. It can. Okay. So first phase. Okay. Not terrible. Not terrible. We'll take it. Also, hang on. The sound on? Because I don't have my speak. I don't have my... Okay. I assume you can hear what's going on. Oh. Oh, I want to see if I can withstand that, you know? It's the best. So, stupid minions. Actually, the minions are going to help because they get their sight and get more out of sight. Okay, I'm going to jump. Jump. I'm not going to mess around with it. Siphon. They're all done. I'm going to jump again. If I can jump, it won't let me jump. Oh. Okay. Blood Fury. Okay, a little jump just happened there. Okay, Blood Fury. Siphon. Oh, okay. I mean, a little too much. Okay. You're funny. You're a funny guy. All right. I hear you. You're hilarious. All right. Okay. I get it. I get it, man. Get rid of these projectiles. It's the projectile people. Let's get rid of them. Sons of buns. Come on. Yes. All right. The idiots are gone. The idiots are gone. Go on. There we go. Okay. See how he does against the strike, which is way too powerful. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. So see how the physical damage just completely wrecks your shit. And the sword attack will screw you up. Oh. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm dead. So again, limits on the build right now. I just can't take hits like that. So again, it's not done, but the theme is there. It's just too squishy. I think I need to change this ring at some point. If I can, I love having the OA, I really do. I just don't, like, if I can find a replacement that has something else on it, a defensive ability, that would be helpful, because getting whacked and not having the 95 damage absorption is a huge problem. Now, one thing I can do, now that I'm at 2716, I'm at the 2700. See, I put this bladed plating on here so I could get to that offensive benchmark, but frankly, something like a sacred plating is probably better. I'd still be at a high 2600, and I can still probably do just fine at that level and having the 100%. In fact, I could put these back on. For now, like, Blood Fury is awesome, but maybe I should put these back on for now. You know what? I might just go back to these for the time being. I'm still at 2700. That's good. And now I'm at 100%. Okay, you know what? So for the time being, I've done a full circle. I'm gonna stick with these for the time being. And I actually did pass 2,000 armor. Oh, good. I like this. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. No, I didn't want to do that. I did not. I forgot to open a rift. I could have gone back and fought him again. Wait, no, I have a rift. I do have a rift. Let's try again. This time with better defense. Oh, it still hurts. It still hurts. It's still oh, it's still painful. Oh, it still hurts. Screw you, bum. Screw you. He's gonna hit me with the sword. Oh. Sword, can you hit me up? Oh. It's just too squishy. Physical res is not good enough. Pierce is not good enough, and that's actually the problem. It's the pierce damage. Oh, I think. Right? If I had to guess. Right now it's the pierce damage. Oh, it's like a boss battle. It's like a real boss battle at this current rate. Oh, I hit it. Oh! So, I think it's the pierce. You know, here's the thing about Grim Dawn, right? You can go in with resistances up, you can put on ointments, and you can also really just hone in exactly on what the boss does, and like you can just do the resistances for that boss and just focus on it. So when you're looking at it like that, I can probably just take this build and run with it. Pierce is at, actually now Pierce is at 47. So now something new is hitting me really hard. Fire. So the fire damage now with my current loadout is not looking good. Literally. All right, but this is a decent balancing point. I'm just having too much fun with Blood Fury. Blood Fury is way too much fun to watch. Like, just the speed at which you fire is so much fun. And you get that huge damage boost. So when this like really gets going, it's too much fun. If I have good enough resists on for a specific boss battle, you know, I might go back. I might put that back on, and all that a day. I'll put these up. I have a few of these already, but it's not bad to have duplicates sometimes of certain things. This is the I have the Ravager bite. Do with it. Have like random things here. So here's one of the Ravager bites. So where am I putting this? Because I have weapons there, I'll do that. Shield. Right. Now, okay. So we can talk about this. Currently, these are just like some gearing ideas I have floating around. So the Void Heart, this Void Heart, frankly, would be ideal. But it has terrible resistance. And Curse of the Void is nice, but as you see, getting one shot is much. So, look, I would love to have the Void Heart in this build somewhere, definitely. I just can't do it right this moment. It's not feasible. Now, I also have this pair here. Now that I'm talking about it and thinking about it, this has Fizz Res on it. And I've already, modified it. But this has armor, but this has Fizz Res. And if I were to put this one, I get the attack speed. Deal with them later. Right now, you get attack speed, physical. Then you get you get those extra res in there. That helps. Ooh. I am below. I have the wrong component. Pierce and Elemental goes up though. Pierce is at 11. Yeah. I had the Wraith at one point, but I'm not doing pet stuff. So I'm below 27 with this. But again, you look at that physical res. Now I'm at 28. 28 spell scorch plating. I could go full armor absorption. I could replace that, but then I would go below the pierce threshold, which that's not fun because pierce is also a really awful damage type to deal with. This is an interesting situation for the shoulders here. There's a chance that something would work with the new pair of shoulders. So that's interesting. Again, I mean the Golemborns, they when you have it, your armor goes up, and that's helpful. It's just that armor absorption, you really want it at 100. And you want your armor above 2,000, and frankly, more if you can. I think it's good to have over like 2,200, something like that. It's like you. And this is, lo and behold, folks, this is why A, sets are very powerful, and B, certain classes that have some of these things in the passives a lot more, they're just better. Because you don't have to like crunch the numbers as much to get the same results. It's really like you got to go back and forth on it. Oh, wait a minute. I was going to change the component of this thing, right? Oh, wait a minute. Well, chaos. I actually need chaos right now, but interesting. Now, the other thing I can do is do the dreaded gun and shield combo. That is possible. I can do it. It would probably alleviate some of these concerns. However, the character is still going to get one-shot by a Celestial. It doesn't matter. So I'm kind of just playing this character for fun, and that's why I love the blood boil thing. I love it because I found the Spell Drinker again, which is just fun. But the shoulder guards here, the Blood Fury is so much fun. So in terms of fun, I think Blood Fury is better. But for practicality, you'd want something that helps you survive a little bit. Now I can get rid of the Holy Inscription. Still above 2,600. And I could put something in there that's much better. Like, I could do Resilient Plating in the glove. Oh, I can do that. Interesting. Well, not Resilient Plating. I would want Sacred. Get the armor absorption. You get, some useful resistances and a little bit of health. And then, instead of this, I'd have that. I'd lose the 15 offensive and vitality, but really, I would gain that vital armor absorption. Which, frankly, it still doesn't matter. As you saw, I got one shot just by how the things were rolled, how things were. But, I think that's a fascinating idea. Right now, vitality and bleed are absolutely fine. So I would actually gain a big benefit where the resistances lie with this loadout in particular. It's better. And these aren't great. Like, you don't want that any lower. In fact, for certain things, you might want to be okay. Like, all right. I mean, that might round the whole thing out. And I'm looking at it really logistically. That's interesting. Interesting idea there. Let's go to the sands and call it a day. It's going to be the last thing I do, then I have to go. Back to actually, work. It is Friday, and I did a lot yesterday, a lot of planning. Right now, it's kind of that time where you're waiting to hear from people. It's just like, you're not really looking forward to hearing from them. It's kind of that situation. A lot of bullshit. Anyhow, so it's more of a time of give me updates. Okay. I don't hate it. Not bad. I might actually have enough to wait a minute. Hold on. I might be able to get this done right now while we're on stream and put in the plating. Why not? If I have the ability to do, yeah, yeah. Ooh. And then we're gonna go. I think I can grab. You know, you get that armor absorption in. Now my resists are higher. The fire is higher. Fire is higher. You know, you got some buffs. Still 2620 with when I go into the Inquisitor's damage mode. It might be enough. So I want sacred plating. Let's see if I can. 16. I need sacred. I need 4 blessed steels, and I need 12 salts. For imbued, I need 12 imbued silver. Oh. Wait, where is it? Oh, I can do only 7. I have to get more frickin'. I have to go. And here, this is the grind aspect of the game. You have to grind for crystal. Or you just hack and cheat and have unlimited crystal. It's up to you. But I don't hack or cheat. Not that there's anything wrong with a single player game where you can hack and cheat. Whatever the fuck you want to do, it doesn't matter. It's a single player game. Whoa. I just need that plating, and then my armor absorption will be 100%, which is helpful, and then my resist will be decent, and that might be kind of the level that that the build has to do. Yep. So actually, my apologies, I forgot. So the chilled round, I think, fires the burst, but Blood Fury just makes it like a machine gun. Yeah, it does. So I still get the effect. So you know what? Like, Blood Fury isn't necessary. Lagging. I'm sorry about that. You can see it too. Let's see how I do against these brutes. I need that armor book. I need that armor. Yeah, okay. Also, once Bat is fully leveled, I'll have even more health steal on these primary attacks, which is good. And then mythical blood sigil. Right? No. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's new. That's new! Hey! New item on stream. There we go. That's 2 new items today. Nice. Good stuff. New item on stream. The joy of solo self. I'll never know what you'll get. Sometimes you just don't get things that other people have, and vice versa. I have items that some people have never found in hundreds of hours, just like me, in 700-ish hours of playing this game, all time. Something in that realm. Jump away from that. The joy of SSF. Oh, I can feel through your reflection. Yeah, having both, I think, is helpful. Storm and the chilling round. If you get 2 ways of hitting multiple targets, I kind of like that. It's all about numbers. It's all about odds. You just want to increase the chance and likelihood that your skills are going to work. You just want to increase those odds as much as possible. One moment, folks. I gotta do something quick. Do, 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 do. All right. Yeah, I like having both types of projectiles occasionally. I want your clusters. I want your crystals. I want your crystals, man. I want your crystals. And this is my favorite genre, one of my favorite genres ever of games, just because you can go in and F around like that. And it's just fun to do that. All the crits are nice. 2600. Yeah, I feel like the orange isn't really showing up for this guy. There's a darker one, I guess. But yeah, the more you can get with OA is always better. But you don't want to get one shot by them. So you got to make a choice. Like, what do you want to really focus on more? If you're a little more defensive, you're going to need to figure out how to deal damage to the super bosses. I mean, the super bosses, Celestials, I have only beaten Ravager once, and I don't use ointments. My Saboteur did beat Ravager, and it took me a long time, and I would not recommend it with that build. It is a slog, and it is tiring. I actually go take breaks during the day. I just left it on, I paused it. Because you have to run around and not get basically mega crit, debuffed and all that trash. You don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna do one more shard run. Just want to get this done for the stream, and then we'll call it a day. Good drops today, though. I will say the item drops were pleasantly generous. Even though 90% of them were not worth my time, but I've gotten most of them. Saw that I got that extra drop today, and I got one earlier that I never found, so always fun when that is the situation. Alright. I have beaten the Cabal with this character, not this build, but this character. So this character is like beginning its journey to handling Korvac and some of the, I'll call them late stage bosses, but it is not Celestial. And it may never be Celestial level. The one boss I'm interested in testing is Mad Queen. This character might be able to do Mad Queen, given all the regen I've got. Because I don't have to, like even if the tentacles are hitting me, I wonder if I can withstand it at some point. And the answer is probably no, but I'm curious. We'll find out soon. My Saboteur can do painfully. It can do a Ravager run, but it's still far from a sure thing, and you have to be on your A game. You can't make a single mistake. I do kind of regret that I didn't record my kill, but again, I couldn't. I had to go take breaks. I left the game on during the day. That's the reality of the situation. If you're not using a meta build, you have to take breaks. You gotta pause the game, rest your arm and shit. Whereas the meta shit doesn't a minute, 2 minutes. And it's you don't even have to think. Meanwhile, your homebrew SF build, you gotta go spend the whole day and take breaks and shit. Oh. Just go down there. What am I doing? Those skills don't do any damage. I'm taking damage from these enemies. This is base game shit. Good builds do not take damage from these enemies. This is not good. This is trash. I don't want to hit him. All right. I may now have enough for what I needed to do. Possibly, potentially. Maybe. All right. See if I can get this done here. Need what, more silver and have enough? Probably. But let's be real. Silver. Oh, I do. Okay. I need plating. I need sacred plating, armor absorption. Yeah, so I need the blessed. Oh, I need. Oh. I'm not farming 8 of those right now. I did some earlier in the morning. Let me just get the Blessed Steel, and then we'll call it a day with that, guys. I know. Oh my god, I just had enough for that. I just had enough, just barely. Oh man. So, all right. Then I will make that plating, and I will switch this out for the sacred plating right here. Get that absorption in there. Get above 2K, but it's more about that 95%. That's awful. That means that 5% of that raw damage gets through. The 100% damage absorption, your armor absorbs all that damage, as far as I understand it. So you're absorbing 20. If you get hit in the head by the damage hits you in the head, you absorb the armor amount before you get the damage calculated, to my knowledge. And of course, it's physical attack, right? So if I got hit, if the damage went to my head at 100% armor absorption, I am absorbing 2210. My shoulders feeling, whatever that's going to be, 1839. All of that gets absorbed before I take damage. And so that's why it's super important to have that at 100%. You want to, again, maximize all the ways you mitigate those big hits as much as possible. If it hits one of my weaker pieces, like the arms, as you can see, the armor rating is only 1556. I got to get every ounce of that armor out of the arms as much as I can. So that's why you don't want anything getting through. It really hurts your build. Even 5% these bosses hit you a bazillion times. They hit you big damage numbers. Everything you can to mitigate it. So that's why you want that. And yeah, that's where I'm going to end it today, guys. But I think, again, rest in peace to the legend Toriyama. We all will miss him dearly, and we'll try to, live on through him and his legacy. And that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a good one.